Joey Logano's 2-year-old son Hudson. I mean, it's all fun and games till somebody gets hurt. Come on, Dad. You cannot. The son's trying to block you. You can't get in 2-year-old Hudson's way. Joey joins us now. That's pretty cool. He looked very comfortable behind the wheel there.
He's figuring it out. We got to race somehow right now. We're going crazy not being able to race. So I've been teaching our little guy Hudson how to drive, and he's getting a hang of it pretty good. To the point now he'll follow me around the neighborhood behind me in the golf cart. So it's been a fun little time. At least, it's hard to find positives in these situations, but the amount of time we're all getting to spend with our families and watch our kids grow and spend time with my wife and all. I'm trying to take advantage of that while I can, for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I got to have a little laugh with you. You were having a laugh with me. We were talking about in the break getting technically set up here, and you were messing around. You heard Kevin Stefanski, the Browns coach, our last guest, talk about how the players are tech savvy. They'll be ready. Would you be able to pick up an offense if I sent you an iPad with some plays right now?
Not a clue. No. I'm used to looking at squiggly lines from obviously the graphs and stuff from our race cars, and a lot of that's all sent to me. But everyone on my team knows that I am not the most tech savvy guy. So I figured out they have this great program where someone can take over your computer and run it for you and to get everything set up.
Yes,
that's the best thing.
How tech savvy, how car savvy are you? How about getting under the hood when you're in the shop, when the guys are working on the car? How much of that is important for you as a driver to be involved with?
It's pretty important. Growing up, I'm around cars a lot. I was racing cars. I worked on cars hands-on. And as you get to the top level that we call the NASCAR Cup level, you get to the point where you don't physically get to work on the car anymore, but you're constantly in communication about the parts and the pieces and what makes the race car go. And you're in communication with the engineers, your crew chief, to make those decisions. If you're a driver that's not in tune with the technical side of the sport, it's hard to bridge that gap of communication from the mechanics to the engineers to the driver. We all have to be on the same page. So that communication is key. It's important for me to know the details about the race car, what's in the race car, why are we setting it up a certain way, what certain parts and pieces do to the car. That's where it's valuable for me to know. Now, do I need to know how to, change a shock or adjust springs or whatever it may be? No, I don't need to know how to do that. I mean, I do, but I don't need to do that. It would be more beneficial for me to really understand why we are doing something.
Wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you your reaction. I'm sure you've heard the news with Kyle Larson, who was dropped by Chip Ganassi Racing, just one of your peers. And I would imagine at a time like this, and you see something like that happen, there's the friendships or the camaraderie of peers involved that have you reacting at a different level. Just your thoughts.
Yeah, obviously it's a tough situation for the whole sport, right? And it's something that, obviously none of us want to hear. And the facts are that, hey, when we sign up for this, we know that, you're supporting and representing, Fortune 500 companies. You look at Shell, Pennzoil, Coca-Cola, Ford. These are all huge companies that you are representing. Even more importantly, you're representing your own brand, whether it's a Joey Logano brand or whoever it is. You always have to be on. Someone always has that camera phone. Someone always has the ability to show what you're doing. And it's a good reminder for all of us, whether you're a race car driver or not, whether you're working at the bank or the grocery store, pumping gas, whatever you may be doing, your brand is always the most important. And everyone sees that all the time. And you always have to think of, what is my brand and what do I want it to be? How do I want to be represented? And that's the things that we have to think about all the time. And moments like this are good reminders. I hate to see that happen to Kyle. I feel for him and his family. Obviously, a huge adjustment from what it was 2 days ago. But things like that are not accepted in our society, and it shouldn't be.
Appreciate your perspective. So you won 2 of the 4 races that have been run already this year. Where does that leave you emotionally in terms of the momentum that your team was building as this 2020 season got started and then stopped?
Yeah, I mean, just a great start. We made a huge change over the offseason by switching up a lot of the teams at Team Penske as far as the crew chiefs and the drivers. We switched up all
Hmm.
three of our cars. So, an awesome start for us to go down to Daytona, win one of the dual races, which is a qualifying race for the Daytona 500, build some momentum there, and then knock off a couple more wins in the first four races. Super proud of that effort and what we've been able to do. And you start riding this momentum and what it can be, and you're thinking about the end of the year and how to make a run for a championship, and then all of a sudden everything comes to a screeching halt, which is the same for everybody. And we have the same opportunities to try to get through this. But now is when, as much as we want to win on Sunday, our whole sport needs to work together as one to figure out how do we get back to the racetrack as soon as possible in a safe way, get all our races in, and put on a great race for our fans. That's what our goal is to get back to right now. And how do we do that? It's funny enough that everyone that we want to beat on Sundays, typically, we all have to work together now. So just an interesting scenario for all of us.
Right. Last quick one I want to leave you with. You grew up in Connecticut, then moved to the Southeast because your sister was an aspiring figure skater. We got you inside the glass to get a little experience of life on the ice up close. What was that like to see another fast sport at pretty close range?
I had a lot of fun doing that. Yeah, I played hockey growing up a little bit. I can't say I was really good at it, but I enjoyed it a lot. And being that close, look where I was. I was right there in the soup, and watching how fast they skate by you. But one of my favorite parts, I got to do it twice now. My favorite part is just standing right in between both benches, right, where the teams are, and they start jawing at each other. Right. That's the best part, is the trash talk. That's a lot of fun to listen to right there up close, and how hard they hit, and their ability is just like every other sport, right? That it's to that extreme level where their precision, the details is what makes them great, and that's what's fun to me to see as another athlete.
It's cool for us because we marvel at what you guys do when we watch the cars go past. Like, are you serious? And for athletes to feel the same about another sport is always cool to hear. Joey, congrats on the successful start to this season. Hopefully you pick up whenever you guys get back behind the wheel or where you left off. And thanks for joining us. We do appreciate you.
All right. Thank you.